Thinking about leaving your soul sucking 9 to 5 job, one of the biggest struggles I see people, especially as women, face is the idea of having that safety net, that enticing perks and benefits, and listening to that head trash of what will people think if I leave. I totally get it, and I've been where you are. That's why I created a free guide to help you if you're thinking about putting in that notice. It's called Unlocking Your Exit Plan. Discover 5 things you need to do before leaving your 9 to 5. This guide is filled with worksheets and steps so you will have hand holding along the way. You can download your copy in the link in the show notes, and again, it's totally free. Now back to today's episode. Hey there, let's face it. Today's internet world is so saturated and everyone is fighting for that number one spot to be visible. It is no longer about running ads and having thousands of people on your email list. It is about building relationships and networking with others to grow your business and become visible. Hi, my name is Candace. I'm a podcast launch strategist and I help service-based business owners develop and deliver their message to the world by using platforms like podcasting and bringing valuable content to those who need to hear what they have to say. Welcome to the Hello C.S. Dorsey podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Hello C.S. Dorsey podcast. I have Shelly Criswell from Elevate Your Best Life here on the podcast today. I am so super excited about having this guest on, and I am really excited that she came on because this is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there can relate. Me personally as well, and but I don't want to spoil anything with me, rambling on. So Shelly, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on. So tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I am a virtual assistant, full-time VA, but I did not start out that way. It started out as a side hustle, and I grew it for about a year. So I know how hard it is. And then I have been a full-time VA since October of last year, so almost a year.
Awesome. So could you tell everyone what you did before you were VA?
Yeah, I was a medical technologist, so nothing to do with the VA or admin world whatsoever. That's just what I went to school for and thought that was my path. And I felt really trapped for a long time. And then I discovered VA and I was like, oh my God, you can do this from home?
So let's talk about the inspiration behind starting your business. What was it like for you?
Yeah, so that was really scary. Like I said, I worked in the lab, and just very, medical. I'm so glad I'm not in there now. They're all doing corona testing. But I just felt stifled. I couldn't be creative, and I just always felt like a number. I worked in hospitals a lot. You're working weekends and holidays, and you just really felt like another number, not appreciated. And I had always wanted to work from home, but didn't know what was available to me, or, thought I would have to go back to school for something or something like that. And then I discovered virtual assistant, and you can really just take the skills you have already to get started and then just continue to build on those as you discover what you like and don't like, because there are so many different types of things that you can do as a VA that you're bound to find something that you like. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so I just started investigating when I realized you could make money like writing blog posts for people or doing their social media. I was like, what? I just really just dove in and just went for it and started building my side business.
I love it. You saw something that you might be interested in. You took action. I love that so much. And I I wanted to ask you like what was that like? Like when was that moment that where you just like, oh, I have to like get out of here. I'm having that moment right now,
Yeah,
like with
yeah.
my 9 to 5. So I'm like, what was it like where you just like, oh, I have to get out of here?
Yeah. So it was, you spend your time crying on the way to work,
Yes.
unhappy at work, daydreaming about what you could be doing with your time. Um, Coming home, just, where's my glass of wine? I need to unwind. I'm not happy. Griping to your husband or whatever. and then realizing that there might be another opportunity, yeah, I just jumped on it, and that that made those days at work, those hard days at work, easier because I knew that I was growing something and I was going to be able to quit one day.
So, can you remember a time in your business starting out where you had a hello moment?
Yeah, this was probably after I quit. That's really scary. You're not sure. You get to a point where you can't do both anymore. Your side hustle's not really big enough to support you yet, but there's no way that you can keep growing without quitting. So I decided to just go for it. And the first month, I made more money in my VA business than I ever did in a lab with a bachelor's degree. So that to me was like, oh, okay, I've made it. So it's just, to me, that just blows my mind that you can make even more money from home doing what you love than slaving away in a job that you hate, and because you think you're stuck there.
Yeah, and the one thing that I don't, I won't say necessarily don't like, but ways of working from home, I've always thought that you had to be like this big name person, that works for maybe corporate. And like how it's styled today, well, everybody, pretty much a lot of people are in the back offices at home where I'm at, where I work at now. But it used to be where like my manager or my director, they'd be like, "Oh, I have a headache. I'm working from home." And I'm like, "I have a headache all the time. How come I can't work from home?"
Yeah.
But it's one of them things that you don't think that you can actually build something working from home doing your own thing, because you kind of dream about it because you see it like your manager or someone in corporate that's like, "Oh, I'm working from home," or "I'm here at Starbucks in a meeting," and I'm like, man, I wish I had that life. But I'm like, I don't want to work for that company though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it is one of them things. And I love the VA virtual assistant realm, background, niche, everything. I started out as a virtual assistant as well. And it's just one of them things, like you keep doing it until you like find your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right off
Yeah.
the bat, a lot of people, they start off with just basic admin, then they move to social media, then they start specializing in things as well, and then start really niching down. And that's one of the things that I definitely do want to talk about is, you know, um, I see your products and services that you offer, and you offer multiple products, multiple services on your website. So, have you ever thought about offering one service, or do you feel having like multiple offers help with your zone of genius?
Yes, that's a very good question. So, um, I think it is important. So I do sell a course to teach other people how to be a VA. And to me, that's important to definitely niche down. You don't want to be offering a ton of different courses that, don't really make sense or they're too broad. You want to be known for one thing in the course world that I'm learning that. So I've definitely niched down to that. And then as far as my services, yeah, at first I was like, I'll do anything. You pay me, I'll do it. And I have discovered what I like and what I don't like in my zone of genius. And I stick to that now. I don't take clients that want me to do, or have a need for something that is not my zone of genius. Even if I think I need them, I'm just not going to operate in that mindset, that lack mindset. So I'll refer them to people that I know are better than me at those things. I'm not going to leave them hanging, but I definitely only take clients to do the things that I enjoy doing. And that's another great thing about being a VA. You don't have to work with people if you don't want to.
I love it. You can quit any day with any client if you want to, if you
you,
feel like you
you
guys
can,
aren't a match.
yeah, and that's what's so great about you're not their employee. They're not your employer. You are supporting them in their business. You're your own business, so yeah, you can leave if you want. If you have a strategy call with someone and think, it's just not, I'm not feeling it, you don't have to do it. It's okay. There are so many people out there. You will definitely find another person.
Yeah, that's love it so much. It's one of the things where you now in the space where you no longer have to do something because you were told to, or you have to because it's part of the job. Now it's like, well, I don't want to work with this person, I don't have to. And I really love it. So let's talk about, I'm going to pivot a little bit. Let's talk about your marketing strategies. Could you talk to us a little bit how you market yourself?
Yeah, so at first, I just started in Facebook groups. There's so many Facebook groups out there, and you just get in there and chat with people and learn, and you can have coffee chats. And I'm an introvert, and that terrifies me. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, and it's really awesome to like start networking, and then you end up crossing paths with people. Again, I did that this week. I had somebody wanted me to Facebook Messenger about a strategy call, to hop on a call with her. And I went into Messenger and realized we had chatted last year and I forgot. So it's just really nice to get in those groups, start meeting people, networking. And then there are lots of promo threads in those groups where you can promote yourself. And on Instagram, I'm not the biggest Instagram person, but there's definitely people out there that you can reach to via Instagram or LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn, but I know a lot of people that are successful on there. I'm just a Facebook girl, but
Me too.
that's the main place I am.
I am too, 100% all the way.
Yeah, so social media really is the place to be, and there's just so many connections just waiting to be made out there.
Definitely, definitely. So, at what point were like how? And I know I'm rambling on as usual because I'm telling you this is I love the subject. But at what point were you just like, okay, I have a good flow of clients, and they're coming, where I kind of like taper off the market. I don't have to market myself, too hard, or is it more like, okay, I have my time where I market and I have to market every single day and just keep that flow of clients,
Mm-hmm.
going.
Great
So
question.
at what point where you did you taper off your marketing a little bit, or is it more like, okay, I'm in the zone, I need to market even more?
Yeah, so it just depends on you and your goals. And in the VA world, you can definitely work for an agency where they're all the way, they'll send you X amount of hours per week guaranteed of work, and then you don't have to hustle anymore. You can subcontract. So if you don't like the hustle, that's definitely a good way to go. um, for me, I tried that. I didn't like it. You're still working for someone. So and I don't know. I just love making those connections out there with people. So I don't mind. And I actually have gotten really good at kind of I have a good feeling for when a client is getting ready to leave, or they're not doing so great in their business, or just don't need me anymore, or whatever. Then I'll start looking before they even say anything. And then so I'm already kind of getting some leads going. But I do get to a certain point and I just quit looking. I have my clients. I don't need to find any more. But you could also, hire team members to work under you and subcontract under you and just keep taking clients also. So there's a lot of different options out there.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so, um, oh, lost my train of thought. I guess it come with the age, huh? I'm like, it was so much getting ready to ask, but it's gone now. Oh my gosh. Or I would tell my VA to cut this one out. So, Carrie, please edit this out. She'll know what to do. Oh my goodness. Okay, so any last minute advice you have for our listeners out there?
Yeah, have, if you are miserable in your job, don't feel like you're stuck in it. You're definitely not. There are so many options out there, from admin work to bookkeeping to proofreading to writing, podcast management, Pinterest management, graphic design. So I could just go on. And there's no degrees out there. You don't have to get certified. You just learn your stuff, know your stuff. And I know another great piece of advice too. When I first got started, I would work for free for just like one-off projects in exchange for testimonials. That goes a long way. And I even ended up getting a client for a few months that way. You just, really, really wow them. And it also helps you to build your confidence and learn too. And I did take some clients when I first started for really cheap, just to get my foot in the door and to learn and grow that way. So, don't be afraid to do that kind of thing either. And then you'll gain your confidence and you can start raising your rates after that. That's another thing too. You say whatever you want to make. You call the shots.
Yes. And it's so funny because when I first started off, because I went through Abby Ashley's virtual boot camp. When it was a boot camp, now it's called the Savvy System. And I was seeing people like say, oh, my rates is going to be $35 an hour because I'm worth it. I said, what? I said, why are you doing that? I'm like, that's a lot of money. And then some people are like, I'm going to charge $45 an hour because I'm worth it. I'm like, seriously? I'm charging $20 an hour because I'm starting off.
Yeah. When you're starting off, you don't be greedy.
But then I thought about it, and now I'm thinking about it, back on it, I'm like, wait a minute, $35 an hour. If they're doing 5 hours, that I calculated, I was like, that's nothing if you think about it. So when you're telling somebody, I charge $35 an hour, they're probably like, oh. But if you're only working like 3 or 4 hours, not a whole 40-hour week, I mean, that's doable. That's affordable. You can definitely get clients at $35 and $40 an hour.
Oh, definitely.
Doing only 5 hours a month for that client, that is definitely affordable. But when I first started off, I said, what? You should have seen me. This is so funny. I was like, $35. And now I'm like, yes, it's $45 to $50 an hour now.
No, I mean, you know your worth. And,
yes.
A lot of times, too, people that hire VAs are so used to hiring employees, they forget they're not having to pay your benefits, they're not having to pay your taxes or office space or vacation or any benefits. So all that comes out of that money. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's really not $35 an hour after all that.
Yes. Oh, that's so funny. So I do remember, had a moment. I do remember what I was going to ask you. Do you have like some sort of referral program built in your services?
I do. Yes. So yeah, anybody that refers a client to me and they actually sign a contract, I offer a one-time referral fee. And a lot of my clients now that I currently have are all through referrals. So once you start doing good work, you'll get referred out so fast. You don't even have to try to go find any new clients.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, because I hear all the time about the referral. I was like, referral program, and I'm just now like researching on it, and I'm like, that is the best way to go to do like a referral program. So that's why I asked. I'm like, do you have one?
I sure do.
Because I'm like, it's because you always ask the client, hey, send referrals my way, and they're like, oh, okay, and oftentimes they forget, but. As sad as it say, which isn't really bad, but if you put something behind it, then it's like, oh yeah, hey, I know this person, she does X, Y, Z. And then that prompts them to keep referring over and over again because you have something, a little special something for them.
Mm-hmm.
As an incentive, so yeah, love the referral program. So where can everyone find you?
So you can find me at elevateyourbestlife.com, and I blog on there and have a few courses on there. So, and it'll lead you to booking a call with me if you'd like to have a consultation call also.
Awesome. And we're going to definitely add those in the show notes so everyone can just click and go directly to your website.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Shelly, for being on the show today. I had a really good time. I really did, because a lot of the questions that I was asking was mainly for me, if you noticed. Because I've been in the VA world. I'm trying to, get back into it a little bit, but also have my podcast launch strategy program and session going on. And sometimes it's good to just go back to your roots and find out what you did in the beginning and do that. Because oftentimes when things are going good, we tend to forget as time goes on what we did in the beginning. And then when we hit that dry spell, it's like, man, I had clients back then. What happened? Well, do your first works over again.
Yeah.
So it's always to stick to what works.
That's right.
Definitely. Hey, did you like this episode? Don't forget to subscribe and share. And also drop me a line or two. I will love to hear your feedback in the review. Thank you.